James asks, we already pay for ChatGPT team, and honestly, nobody on my team uses it. Why would an AI system be any different?
Okay, so it's important to establish the difference between like tools and systems. Okay, so when I talk about system, I talk about things that compound over time. Okay, a tool is something that requires, on the other hand, like it doesn't compound over time, and it requires people to take the initiative of using it, right? If you have just a spot, like like an account that you can give one of your employees, which, by the way, this is a very common misconception, especially for medium to bigger companies, because they think that AI is just a tool to increase the efficiency of the work of the individual employee. And so they think, okay, maybe I can improve it by 8-9%, but that 8-9% multiplied by the hundreds of employees that I have, it's going to translate to hundreds of thousands of dollars or euros back. But that's literally, first, the lamest, and second, the most inefficient way to utilize AI. Because again, if it all depends on the initiative of the person. And so you need to micromanage them to make sure they're actually using it. And here you see, like, that's how you see situations like companies in putting it in the agreement that you need to use AI for a certain amount of tokens. Yeah, sure, like you can always waste those tokens, not learn anything doing that. So the point is that systems are something that is self-sufficient. It can take initiative, and it compounds over time. Those are the three aspects that differentiate a system compared to just having a tool. Again, like I'll give you an example. So when you use an extra tool, the reason that it doesn't compound is because a new tool requires a certain level of work that you need to do to learn how to use it. Tools can be similar. Okay, so of course, like if you are quite experienced with a certain user interface or a certain tool, like if you're experienced with Instantly, you're probably going to be fine learning another, email marketing software. Still, you need to learn how to use it, right? And if that tool tomorrow disappears or something better emerges, or it's just not cost efficient anymore, you need to repeat that amount of work, and it's all sunk cost. When building systems, like as an example, an AI brain. So when you build a brain within your company, every single conversation that you or your managers or your employees have with it, it compounds over time. And the tools attached to it. So if at any moment a tool becomes inadequate or deprecated and you just don't want to use it anymore, who cares? There is always going to be like a competitor that is going to appear later. And even if at some point nobody starts making that thing anymore, because you have all that context built up within your company, you can literally vibe code in 15 minutes something better than it. And better is extremely conditional on the fact that you have all that context that you built over time. Okay, you cannot vibe code anything in less than 2 weeks, starting from zero context. You can vibe code incredible things in like 6 hours if you have 1.5 years of context that you built over time in the form of an AI brain. So hopefully that also serves you as an example. Another thing, again, is the training. Like the difference between tools and systems is like the humans need to adapt to the tools because they need to learn how to use it. And so there is friction that emerges with the employees, right? They're like, hey, learn this new thing. But AI should be treated more like human beings, right? So imagine if you hired somebody new within your company, and for some reason you gave them this very privileged treatment, and you told everybody to adapt to them, adapt the way they speak, the way they move, the way they talk. Everybody would get annoyed, and probably they would do their best to make sure that person gets fired. And that's the reason why your AI tools most of the times get rejected by your team. It should be the opposite, right? You teach the person how to adapt to the company culture, how to adapt to the people that are already in there. So it's the same thing with AI. You need to make sure that it's the AI meeting the people. So you don't just give them a new tool, with a new login, a new account, and they need to, they have passwords and accounts everywhere. You take where they already work and you give the keys to that software platform, whatever you have, to the AI so the AI can meet them there. Okay, that's another big difference. Let me give you an example. I have an example about a healthcare group that we worked with. And so they were really struggling with the staff sending voice notes, when they leave a client's house. Now, before, the way that it used to work, they used to transcribe those voice notes, and they would be relayed by hand by two managers. And now the company, instead of doing that, and again, very important concept, less work for the people, not more work, so to do the work differently for the people already working there. Now the company, the SOP is entirely curable, and the sources are cited, and they just have everything plugged in WhatsApp. It doesn't have to be WhatsApp for you. It can be Slack, Asana, like wherever your source of communication, like place of communication for your team is. And yeah, so they basically went from having to do everything by hand to having the AI do that and interact with them if it had any questions. So instead of just inventing things, it could just interact with them like somebody you just hired, and message them and be like, hey, is this correct? Is this right? If he was not confident, right? So again, this is the difference between AI systems and, AI tools like ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, again, team or any other feature like Claude, design, or whatever they are gonna release in the future is something like a tool is a gadget to your systems, not vice versa. Okay, the gadget is not necessary. The system is. Without the system, the gadget, the tool is useless. Without the tool, the system survives, and that's just as well.
Real quick, if you're a business owner and your team is still doing the work that AI should be doing, I have a free gift for you. My team and I put together the AI Opportunity Map. It's basically everything we learn installing AI in 50 different industries and niches, where owners get stuck, which workflows pay back first, and how to install them without breaking what's already working. And we made this little quiz where you put in your business information and it shows you where AI actually fits in your business, across marketing, sales, fulfillment, operations, admin, and finance, and what to install first. And no matter what you're struggling with, another business has already struggled with the same thing and found a system to solve it. We could absolutely charge for this, but it's totally free. So go to sempersystems.com/scale, plug in your business information, and if you're feeling spicy, on the next page, you find exactly how we install these systems. And if you're feeling extra spicy and you actually want us to install this with you, you can book a call with me right there. We will look into your business, see if we can help. And if we can, we will install your first system into your business within 3 weeks. Either way, enjoy the map. And for a few of you, I hope to meet you on a call.